All right, I'm just gonna video. Let's go for it. All right, ladies, thank y'all for joining me. So excited. So I know y'all from class, but just to give you a little story, why this is so important to me and how it helped me. And you've seen my journey. She's like, I'm watching you on Facebook, but I was always, pretty healthy and fit. I've been a fitness instructor for 30 years. Can you believe that? And then I had a brain tumor. In 2009, I got diagnosed, and God really woke me up to health and nutrition. So that's when I started digging, and I learned about the plant-based diet and how plants really have so many healing nutrients that we need. So I ate plant-based, and not 100% vegan or anything, but I ate primarily plant-based. Many days I did go without any animal products because I thought that's bad. I was labeling bad foods, good foods, and it worked. I mean, I really did get my health under wraps, and I never really struggled with weight. I've never been on a diet, never counted calories, none of that. Just eat healthy, be fit. You're teaching classes all the time. Cardio, really. Cardio. I thought the more you sweat, the better. Like, the harder you work, the better. And I started realizing that's not true. We don't need to kill ourselves. Did you think about racehorses and race dogs? They die early. And a lot of elite athletes die from early deaths because you just wear your body out. So, you learn as you go. But when I hit menopause, the plant-based diet did not work for me anymore. It really didn't. And I started learning about adding more protein. I started reading about that and losing muscle. And usually the more overweight you are, the less muscle mass you have. And so I started following a doctor who's teaching that muscle is the organ for longevity. Dr. Gabrielle Lyon. It's Lyon. I love following her. And her main where she studied was with geriatrics. So she had 17 years experience, and she learned the ones who lived longer and had a better quality of life had more muscle mass. And the frail ones, if they broke a hip, they were, usually died within a few years. And she just, did so much studying on that. And she was a vegetarian and changed to a high protein diet. And I thought there's something to this. So I started changing that, and make sure I tell you all about this. So I basically always stayed around 140, which was good for me because I'm 5'8", and that was a good healthy weight. But during menopause, I crept up. Plus we moved, so I didn't have my community. Plus it was during the pandemic, so I wasn't out active, and I put on 15 pounds of fat. And I was like, okay, this has got to stop. And I really was feeling depressed, having hot flashes, all that stuff. And so once I realized I needed to stop, my daughter had been on a health journey too, because she got in a very unhealthy relationship and gained a ton of weight really fast. Like, I went for a period of time where I didn't see her because she lived in Chattanooga, and my heart just sank. And then all of a sudden she started losing it just as fast as she gained it. And I was like, what are you doing? And she said, I'm using an app called Lose It. And that's what I did. Take notes. Lose it. If you want to take notes, because there's many apps out there. This is just the one we use because it's just what we use. I mean, I just use it because she used it, and it was working. And that's the first thing I did was get in a calorie deficit. Calorie deficit. That just means I figured out if I wanted to lose a pound a week, which is very doable for anybody, a half a pound or 1 pound a week, figure it out. And the app makes it so easy. You just put in what you weigh. Nobody likes to do that. Then your ideal body weight. So to find your ideal body weight, I just recommend looking at the BMI chart that's online. And there's a huge range. So from 5'8", I could be 125 to 150, and that's a healthy weight. So I thought, wow, 140 I'd be happy to get back to that. So that's how I started. And then I started learning more about, I got to build muscle, because you don't want to just lose weight. You want to lose fat, right, and gain muscle. Because when you gain muscle, you're gaining your bone density. All those things help. So the protein, the strength training, were two huge things. And I was a cardio queen. I love cardio. I taught Zumba like 15 classes a week for a while. Yeah, and I love Zumba because I love to dance. But I thought, this is not really helping me. It's hurting me. So now I teach once a week. I do dance fitness once a week because I love it. It's good for your brain and it makes me happy. And you got to do what makes you happy. That's why people who run, a lot of times they know it's not very beneficial to your body. Just wearing it out. But if they love it, do it sometimes. But you don't have to do it every day, you know? I think what we do every day is what really matters, that consistency. Every now and then it's not going to hurt you. Once a week it's not going to hurt you. So started focusing on more strength. So I teach more strength classes now. And you know, God always provides. Like if you need a shift and you start praying about it, He provides. So now I teach more strength classes. And after class, I usually go to the weight room. And Stephanie's been working out with me some. And she's going to share a little bit of her story too. So I started going and doing heavier weights. And instead of lifting 10 pounds, lifting 20. And you do fewer reps, but I learned that's really how you build the muscle. So the classes I love, that's muscle endurance. And you will get benefits from that. But if you really want to build the muscle, you will need to get in the weight room and do those heavy weights. So I started doing that, and then I started focusing on hitting my protein goal. So the way you know your protein goal, and there's different opinions out there. Just everything I say is not written in stone. Do your own research. I tell everybody that. Because there's doctors who have so many opinions. But what I have learned from several people that I highly respect is your protein goal should be 1 gram for every pound of ideal body weight. So if I want to weigh 140, I need to be eating 140 grams of protein a day. And that was a challenge. Yeah, you're like, it's hard. Yeah. It's hard, especially when you're not used to it. And I had been living on salads and smoothies forever. And so eating the protein was hard. And I would eat little veggie burgers, you know. And but I found out I was not hitting the mark on the protein. So now I eat a lot of steak, chicken, ground beef, ground turkey. I do use protein powder, and I brought one that I use that's plant-based. It's the Juice Plus, and when I went plant-based, I started Juice Plus, and I love it. I take the capsules every day to make sure I get my nutrients in. It's better to do that than a vitamin because vitamins are synthetic and man-made. You usually pee them out. They're not really sticking to you, especially the cheap ones. So these are food. They have food label, so everything is juice and all that. So I started all that. So I still use that Juice Plus protein powder. We also have one called Complete, but it's more fiber and just a little bit of protein, but more fiber. And that's good too, and it tastes good. But I've switched to a higher protein. So I get, it's called Ascent at Costco. So that's what I use, but there's so many out there. You just have to do your research and try to get the cleanest. Because so many products out there are full of fillers and junk. So you want to get something clean, and from what I've read, is that's the cleanest one at Costco. And my husband's a huge Costco fan. So I eat a lot of eggs and egg whites. Eggs are primarily fat. They're very good for you. They're very healthy. So when you add the egg whites, you're getting a ton of protein without all the fat and calories. So staying in the calorie deficit and hitting that protein goal were the two top things that I think really transformed my body and helped me. And it got so easy, and it became like a game. I'm one of those people, if I'm going to do something, I'm going all in. Like, I go all in. I don't halfway do anything, because when you halfway do something, you get half the results. You know, so go in, or, you know, but I do tell people it's progress, not perfection. Because it takes a while to practice something and get better at it. And that's why I think I enjoyed it, because it was like a game, like a challenge. So now sometimes I'll get 180 grams of protein. That's like my highest day. And I know you're like, but my kids are like, you're a beast, you're turning into the Hulk. But I love it because I'm getting stronger and I'm building muscle. And it really leans out your body. So that was a huge thing. And then, let's see, we're moving on. Another thing I learned about when you hit menopause, your body changes. And, you know, you have to talk to your doctor, find a trusted professional that you know, believe, because there's so many opinions out there. But a lot of women are afraid to do hormone replacement. And from what I have read, it's perfectly safe and good unless you have some, you know, other issues going on. So you have to check with your doctor and get tested and all that. But I started, and the hot flashes went away, all that. I started feeling better. It did say possible weight gain, but that did not happen, obviously, right? So you have to do all that on your own. But I do like to tell women, talk to your doctor, work with your doctor, and there's a lot that will say, let's work on your diet, you know, and there's some that don't. They just aren't, they don't get enough education and knowledge, and there's not been a lot of studies for women in hormones. So I like to recommend that. But one thing I've learned from Dr. Mindy Pelz, P-E-L-Z, I love her.
Yeah, Fast Like a Girl.
Yes.
And then the hormone.
Yes.
Yeah.
She wrote a book called
P-E-L-Z? P-E-L-Z. Yeah.
P-E-L-Z. Yeah, Mindy. And she has a great
Good
YouTube
stuff.
channel. And so I knew about fasting through my Juice Plus company. And, you know, I've learned about that, but I wasn't really doing longer fasts. And she teaches you how to do the long extended fast, and that really helps, especially losing belly fat.
The 18-6, is that what you're talking about?
I do that, but I do 24-hour fast.
Yeah.
It's like 1 meal a day.
Yeah.
And I just started doing 36-hour fasts. I've only done it once, and I was going to do it this weekend, but I have a birthday party tonight, so I'm going to the birthday party, but I am doing a 24-hour fast.
Yeah.
So and it's really a lot easier than you think. So if you've never fasted,
that kick started.
I did a 36 hours
Yeah.
not too long ago.
Yeah, it helped my hormones a lot.
Yes,
I studied her stuff though, but
Yes, the book Fast Like a Girl. You and if you just
and then what's
binge,
the one for menopause? There is one. She has a second one.
she has a second one for
that
menopause.
is for women over 40. Like it's an older. Fast Like a Girl, and then
For our
there's
age.
something else. I mean, yeah. But
So if you just start watching her on YouTube,
the hormone research.
you will learn so much.
Yeah.
She gives so much value. And so she goes through teaching the different fasts, what happens in your body. So if you do 17-hour fast, you start autophagy, and that is when your body starts eating away the old damaged cells. So I say you're aging backwards, basically. So we want to get rid of those cells because we don't want them to turn to cancer, to, you know, just make us older, faster, viruses, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of health benefits to fasting, and it helps with your brain. And I always say, if God tells you to do something, there's benefits to it. Because He does say when you pray, when you fast. So it's expected to fast. And so many people are thinking they're going to die, they're going to starve to death. You're not going to starve to death. And if you start fasting 12 hours, there's some benefits to that. Just like eat from 7 to 7. That's an easy fast. And then get to 15. You've been going 15. And then 17, where the autophagy kicks in. Then the 24-hour. Then the 36-hour. And for people who are really needing to lose a lot of weight, she recommends doing that 36-hour regularly, like once a week or once a month. You have to listen to your body. And that's another thing. If you're fasting for a long time, but you start feeling too tired, whatever, it's okay. Break your fast, you know? This isn't like hard. This is supposed to be a blessing. Good for you. So I always say that. So there's a thing, and Dr. Mindy got into it, called metabolic switching. So one thing I've learned after menopause is your body does not want to drop the weight as quickly and as easily as when you're young. So metabolic switching is when you don't keep the same macros. So your macros are your protein, your fat, and your carbs, right? So I say just focus on the protein. That's the main thing. And then the fats and carbs you can play with, because the metabolic switching is when you have high carbs and low fats, and then you switch it up, low carbs and high fats. So there's a lot of benefits to going low carb, but she says to switch it up, and I believe that because I do know fruits and vegetables are powerful, and if you just cut them out of your diet, you are hurting yourself. You are disservicing yourself. So And that's where your carbs are coming from, your fruits and your vegetables. Now, simple carbs are the breads, the pastas,
The chips.
that's the chips, the cookies, the cake, the stuff we don't
fast.
need. You don't need simple carbs.
Stuff
There's
that tastes good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's no benefits to
Yeah.
that, right?
Mhm.
But I do like to tell people, if it's your child's
Yeah.
birthday, please eat a
It's
piece of that
freedom.
cake.
Yeah.
You know, live your life, but you can have a tiny piece. You don't have to eat the whole cake like I could do. My daughter will tell you, she's like, come in, I want a piece of that cake. Oh, it's gone. You know. So I try not to bring that stuff in the house.
Exactly.
It's for special occasions.
Mhm.
When you go,
That's gotta be hard for
if
you,
you
having
want
so many
ice
kids.
cream,
But my kids eat like I do.
Okay, well, there you
healthy,
go.
yeah.
So they, I mean,
If you want
That's
a
what they're used
treat,
to.
y'all go out
Yeah,
somewhere
yeah, we
and
do.
buy it
Gotcha.
out. Don't bring a gallon of ice cream in
Yeah.
the house. Go
Mhm.
out and have a scoop. You know,
Mhm.
it's like you just learn to live your life healthy and balanced, like that 80-20 rule, you
Yeah.
know. But I do say, if you are gung-ho and you really want to lose the weight, be strict.
Yeah.
And I log everything I eat. I really do, because I enjoy it. I enjoy learning. I even bought a food scale. Now, the first year I didn't do the food scale. I just estimated, and I did all right.
And that's hard because I told you I just bought a food scale
Yeah.
and realized that I was eating more
whole
protein.
lot more.
Because you get a chicken breast or whatever.
Well,
and
they
I
say
don't
this
know
is,
how
they
many,
say this is your portion.
Yeah.
but I don't know how many
The
ounces
palm.
that is.
Yeah,
So I
because if
would
it's thick, it's going to be
usually
heavier.
4 to 6 ounces.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of rule of thumb. Like,
Yeah.
if I go out to eat or something and I see how big it is. So
Yeah, and they say your
so-
oil should be like
Yeah.
your thumb.
Yes.
So even your oils, your butters, all that's
Butters.
important
Mhm.
to log, because there's a lot of calories in there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And a lot of people don't think that, like your
Right.
dressings on your salads
Yeah.
and all
Yes.
that kind of stuff. So I love to write everything, and I do the carb cycling, which is the metabolic switching basically. So I do low carb a few days a week, and then on higher carbs. And it's a good idea if you're going to lift really heavy weights
Yeah.
and you're doing a hard workout, that can be your high
Carbs.
carb day, because you're going to use that energy. And then your low carb day, maybe on a day you're just having I call it active rest day. I still encourage getting 10,000 steps in. Now, if somebody's starting out and they're like, I only get 2,000 steps a day, well, just up it like 1,000. And then in the next few days, see if you can add another. And it just has to become a healthy habit to make yourself get up and move. Especially if you sit at a desk all day, that's hard. So when I was a health coach for Healthways, and we had to coach the state of Tennessee, the state of Georgia, all the employees who were sitting at their desk all day, we would tell them, set a timer for every 45 minutes. Get up, drink water, go to the bathroom, walk the stairs, do something to move your body. Your brain does better. People work better when they move during the day. And kids in school, when they get up and move, so a lot of people homeschool, they don't want to sit at a desk all day. If they move their bodies, they do better. They think better. So it's important to move. So in addition to strength training, which I recommend 3 days a week, I think is great. And then the 10,000 steps every day. That has to become a habit. So that's what I recommend for the exercise.
When you say your high carb days, do you include any type of rice or grain, or is it just
Every
only
now
fruits
and then I'll do a
vegetables?
little rice.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, every now and then I'll do a little rice. Beans are great.
Okay, you'll do those.
Beans
Okay.
Good fiber,
Yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
And I do try to get at least 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day, which can be a challenge on those low carb days. But I found one trick is I found these low carb tortilla wraps.
Yes.
And and they have like 9 grams of fiber.
Yeah, they
and I
have
get
a lot
the
of
spinach
fiber in 'em.
kind. Yeah, I get the spinach one. And those are great. You can put tuna in there. Tuna is high protein, low carb. I do mustard because it's like no
yeah.
calories. There's also a lot of sugar-free dressings, and you can make your own.
Yeah.
And then also, I got with a registered dietitian. I have a 4-week meal plan that's high protein, low carb. It goes through the grocery list and all that. And I'll tell you more about that when we get into that. But anyway, it's easier than you think, but you do have to figure it out. You have to plan it. And I tell people, when you're logging your food, instead of logging it that day as you eat, and then at the end of the day you totally mess up, do it the night before. Plan out what you're going to eat the next day. Go ahead and put in your breakfast, put in your lunch, put in your dinner. And if you're eating a lot of protein and fiber, you will not be hungry. If you're in a calorie deficit, you might be hungry a little bit, but you're not going to starve.
Mhm.
And a lot of women that I've been coaching and helping, they just are like, I can't get that protein in. I can't eat that many calories. I'm like, you can do it.
Yeah.
If you work out hard, you build that hunger. And if you are in a calorie deficit, it's normal to be a little bit hungry. But we just have to realize that's okay. Because I think in America especially, we're eating all
Too much.
the
Our body-
time.
We do eat
Food
too
is
much.
always there. We're rich.
Seriously.
We are rich and blessed beyond measure. So there's just this huge supply of food. I mean, on every corner you see food, food, food. And you go outside and you smell Popeye's chicken in the parking lot,
Every
right?
day. I'm like, dang.
It doesn't taste nearly as good as it smells.
I don't even think it smells good anymore. And
Yeah.
after a while, when you
Yeah.
don't eat that stuff,
Yeah.
So true.
it's just gross. You
Yeah.
don't want it anymore, you know?
Yeah.
So the metabolic switching is really good. And yeah, a lot of times I'll just get chicken with a salad. I mean, you know, and
Yeah.
when you go out to eat, you can usually always get a protein in the salad. I went to a birthday lunch yesterday. I got a lot of friends with birthdays lately, but we went to an Italian restaurant. Super nice, super good food. And usually I get this huge salad with grilled chicken, and that's awesome and healthy. But yesterday I was having a low carb day, so I just got the meatballs, and it came with a dish that was very high in carbs. I can't remember what it was called. But anyway, I just said leave that off, and I just got the 3 big meatballs, and I was really full because of all that protein. So you just have to learn to ask for what you want, and yeah, stick to it. So then the fasting, and what Dr. Mindy says, and I think this is great to go along with the metabolic switching, is you don't want to fast the same every day. So she recommends 5-1-1. That's a good thing to write down. 5-1-1. So 5 days you do an easy fast, and that could be 12 to 13 hours, 15 hours, 17 hours, whatever is an easy fast for you. And then one day your long fast, and that might be a 24-hour fast, might be a 36-hour fast. And then one day no fasting. So 5 easy fasts, 1 day long, and 1 day you don't fast. So that is going to keep your body guessing.
I find the easiest way to do a 24-hour is like eat it like 3:30 in the afternoon, and that 3:30 rolls around the next day, and I mean it's just kind of easier to get through because you're.
Yeah, you don't really
so
feel
much,
like
but you don't feel
skip
like you're
2 meals.
depriving
Do
yourself.
you do it on the weekend then?
I do.
Okay, because I can never. I have to eat before I come to the gym.
Oh.
So during the week.
It depends on what I'm
I
doing
have
at the
something
gym.
to
Like
say.
I went to a hot class today. I did eat 2 eggs before I went at 8 o'clock. My class didn't start till 9:30. I can't eat right before class or anything like that. So
I usually do a fasted workout.
yes.
I
Yeah.
think if you try it,
But
you
I could
can
never
it.
do like. I don't think I could do a 24-hour.
If you say you
get up in
can't
the
do
morning
it, you
and.
can't do it. It's
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
It's 80% mindset.
Right.
If you say I can't do this, then you can't. You're not going to do it.
Yeah.
But if you say I'm going to do this,
Okay.
it's like the little engine that could. I think I can. I think I can. I mean, really.
Well, this is what fills me up.
Yes.
Like if
water,
I drink
water,
a lot of that water, then it kind of takes your mind off not
Yeah.
being hungry.
Yes,
or
and another thing,
feeling it.
in addition to water, is I've started adding electrolytes. And I use this brand Element. And I'm going to give y'all one if you want to try it. But it comes in chocolate, and you can add it to your coffee, and it won't break your fast. So they say to truly fast, you need to just have black coffee.
Yeah, no sugar.
No sugar, right? And Dr. Mindy says the Element's good, and it won't break your fast. So I don't do creamer anymore. I used to love creamer. I do like that much creamer. And hey, you learn
I
to
gotta
do
have
better.
little creamer, 0 sugar, little
Yeah,
creamer. I gotta
yeah.
have a little bit.
And now I've got to where I just put that in there, and they have
Yeah.
chocolate and caramel. Oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
so good. And it's full of minerals too, magnesium, all of those things. And then they also have the fruity flavors that go in your water. And I've had those before too. I'm just out right now, but sometimes, and then I'll add lemon juice to my water. You know,
Yes.
whatever gets you drinking more water, do it. Cucumbers, a lot of people do that. But yeah, drinking lots of water is important because you don't want to get dehydrated, and you want to stay full. And then that's basically everything I did. And y'all, I tested my body fat on this machine over here, which we're blessed to have, and most gyms have one. But I was so impressed. In 6 months, I went from 23% body fat to 17. And I couldn't believe it. And I know it's from adding the muscle, building muscle and adding protein. And also, I didn't finish saying this, but I wanted to get back to 140, right? Because that's what I was my whole adult life. I was like 125 in college, and I loved it. I mean, I was working out all the time. I loved working out all the time. But I thought, this is so easy, so I kept going, and now that's what I weigh. I weigh 125, and I weighed that in college. And a lot of women think there's no way I could weigh the same thing, but really you can't. You can't. It's just science. It's just the numbers. If you go by the numbers, your body is going to change. But also, we have the hormone thing going on, so keep those in check and do that metabolic switching. The fasting, the carb cycling, that really takes you to a new level.
It's a lot easier to lose before menopause.
Yes.
Now it's just really
It
hard.
gets a little more challenging. And also things are important like sleep. If you're not sleeping enough, your body will gain weight.
That's my problem. I don't sleep.
Yeah, and cortisol, when it goes up, the stress, you're going to gain the belly fat. So trying to maintain a stress-free life, which we all have stress, but you have to learn to deal with it. You can't kick everybody out that gives you stress, you know. But be nice sometimes, but you just have to learn to deal with people, and that's, as you age, you get more mature. But I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to be a learner, and there's so many people who teach things. There's one person I love to follow, and I teach what she does a lot, is Terry Savelle Foy. And she's not a health or nutrition person, but she is...
No, we're good. Thanks, Ryan.
No boys allowed.
Yeah, their hormones are like this.
But Terry is great about mindset.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And really, to do something well or challenging, it's your mindset.
Oh yeah, Terry's.
Yeah, I love her.
She's
And she's
amazing.
coming to Clarksville in March. My daughter and I are going. We've already got a little Airbnb. We're going to go hang out. She's speaking at a church Saturday night and then Sunday morning. So that'll be fun. But yeah, you always learn so much. And so what I started doing now is coaching women, because I was telling people, they're like, how are you losing weight, and da-da-da-da-da. And people were saying, create a program, teach us how to do it. So that's what I started. And Stephanie signed up. I do one-on-one coaching, and then I have a group coaching. So the difference is one-on-one, we usually talk on the phone once a week, or I see her in person because she goes to my classes. So then we work out, and we talk while we work out. So one-on-one, and then we text. And I say the more you text, the better. Because the more you go all in, the better results you get. So the ones that text me every day and tell me what they're eating, and we use that app, so they just screenshot their food, you know, tell me if they, you know, measure their waist, because we try to measure the waistline. We don't just go by the scale. You want to measure your waist, because that's where visceral fat is, and that's where the health problems start, when all that fat's around your organs. So measure the waist, take a before picture, and feel how your clothes fit. You know, it's not just about the number on the scale. It's how you feel. You want to be more confident. And when you add the heavy weights, there's something that builds your confidence in there. You feel stronger, more empowered. It's just a good feeling. But Stephanie, tell them why you signed up for coaching.
Why I started with you?
Yeah.
So my mother has a fatty liver. It's a hereditary. And so I decided that I want to do everything I can to not get my mom's fatty liver. Just in case, you never know, I might have that gene. And so I started using not that app, a different app, to count my calories. Not my calories, my carbs. Because it's low carb. I have to watch my carbs. So I thought, well, I got to start losing weight. Back up a second was when I moved to Tennessee, I gained like 12, 15 pounds. Because I wasn't working anymore. I was eating out a lot.
Right.
I wasn't going to a gym so my whole schedule, my whole life had just changed, you know, my routine, I guess. And so I started coming to the gym, and I was doing like 2 classes a day, plus I was playing racquetball for an hour with my husband. So I was here 3 hours a day.
Wow.
But I wasn't showing that I was here 3 hours a day. It didn't look like I go to the gym for 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
And so then I started counting my carbs because of my mom's thing. I started counting my carbs. okay, so I lost like a pound or two. I'm like, this is just not working. This whole carb thing is not working. Then I got a hold of her because she started doing advertising her weight loss thing. And I go, I want those arms. That's what I want. I want those arms. And I've lost 10 pounds.
Oh,
And I just did her 6-week thing.
wow.
And
That's awesome.
I've got,
Yeah.
I've lost, I'm down to 140, which is great.
Yeah.
I would like to lose a little bit more, but I don't have to. But my
Yes.
goal is to lose some more.
Yeah.
But I never changed clothes size.
But,
But
it
I
just
don't-
all looks different.
Yeah.
Everything
Yes.
fits
You don't
different.
bust out of it now.
I don't have the love hat. I mean, I'm more.
Her waist has really.
I'm more
trimmed
toned.
up.
People say I've lost it in my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So I had a general idea of what I needed to do,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to her and I said, I need some fine tuning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she did actually more than
Kicks-
fine tune me
kickstarted
because
it,
yes,
yeah.
Do you
because
think
she
a lot of it was the accountability?
yes,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
interesting. Yeah.
I do think so
See,
because
for
she
me
says,
too.
show me what you ate, and I go,
Yeah.
Yeah, when
know
you
what
have
I
to send your coach your food.
I know.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And but the first thing out of her mouth when I said, you know what, she goes, you need to increase your weights.
Yeah.
That's the first thing she told me. Because I go to
Increase
body
her
pump.
weights in the gym.
Yeah.
Dumbbells.
Because I go to the body pump, 3 days a week, and it's like, okay, I can do this. She says you have to increase your weights. Like, all right.
But a lot
So-
of women go to body pump, but they just put 5 on there.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
They
it's,
feel like they're moving,
Yeah, you're so.
but you've got to be feeling those muscles.
it's got to hurt.
So that's where I went to her and she helped fine tune me. But really, I learned a lot from her.
Come get in front of the camera so everybody can see you.
Oh.
Isn't she beautiful?
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing
Yeah,
that.
that's-
Yeah, I love that.
That-
And you have the tools
That's
now.
wonderful.
I
You
have the tools
app.
done. I started Juice Plus in August before I even
That's
went.
great.
I'm like, let me.
Yeah.
What is this Juice Plus thing? And this is not an advertisement for Juice Plus,
Yeah.
but I started doing that and I felt different. My daughter, who had tummy troubles for like as long as we could remember, like she always had an upset stomach, so I got her the Juice Plus thing. Her tummy troubles went away. So there's something, I don't know,
Yeah.
she just wasn't, she's a college student, so she just clearly wasn't eating right, whatever it is, right? So I started that like in August, and I did her January for the 6-week
Yeah.
program, and it's just, I felt great.
Yeah,
I
just last month.
need to tone up some more, but increase the weights.
It's something
So-
that's
Check that out.
ongoing.
Doesn't
Okay,
happen overnight.
Thank you.
Yes.
for letting me sit in.
Do you want one of these to try?
Sure, I've not tried the chocolate.
Yeah,
I do like the
that's
other
the caramel.
ones. Oh, fun.
They're so good.
Oh, you love it? Good. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Okay,
Thank
bye
you.
guys.
So anyway, I'll wrap this up. But I have one-on-one coaching, and then I have the
Yeah.
group coaching. So one-on-one's a 6-week program, and then once you graduate, you can join the group at a super low price. But the group coaching is a 6-month program. So we have a group, and we do Zooms once a week. And I have people from all over. I even have a person in Australia.
Huh.
I know, it's so cool. And she's
Wow.
already lost inches and pounds, and
Yeah.
it's so fun to watch. But so in the group, we do the once a week Zoom, and I love it because the ladies participate. They're sharing their obstacles, what's hard, and then other people chime in how they overcame it and what they did. And then we share recipes, and I have a whole recipe thing for my coaching people. It's awesome. It comes with a grocery list. It even has little instructions on how to prep.
Right.
So that I love, and then I do workouts in the group. Of course, you're at the gym, so you can keep coming to the gym. But for those who are at home, 3 workouts a week. I do upper body, lower body, then a full body. And then every day I share something else they can do for core, but I say get those 10,000 steps.
Yep.
Get those steps in, because a lot of times we work out, and then the rest of the day we can lay around. So it's important to stay
Yeah.
active. Yeah, keep that metabolism revved up. So that's basically everything I want to share, but I am having a TV show coming out. I'm excited about that, and I'm going to be sharing more about that. We're supposed to film this summer, And I just want to help people
Is
all
that
over the
Angel
world.
Fitness? Is that what you're?
The Fitness Angel TV is going to be on CTN, Christian Network Television. That's right over here in Mount Juliet.
Oh.
So they have a studio, they're filming, and then we'll be on the air hopefully in the fall.
Okay.
So I'm excited because I want to share faith, fitness, and health with the world.
Good deal.
And they do have an app, so anybody in any other country can see the show as well.
Okay.
So just had to share that.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm going to sign off of this. Thanks for joining. Reach out if you need help, if you want more about coaching,